Let's go. My name's Dave Gheesling, and welcome to the next Star Citizen opinion video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the latest concept ship sale for Star Citizen, the Nox spacebike. Just when you thought the Drake Dragonfly was going to be the only spacebike in Star Citizen and CIG comes out and totally redeems themselves. Is that the case? I don't know. Personally, I wasn't expecting a space bike. There's been some rumors running around in the Reddit and community that this was coming, and now we finally get a chance to look at it. Right away, especially for me, I'm on a Star Citizen spending freeze. So taking a look at this first impression of the Nox is going to be important in terms of, are we going to break our spending freeze? And really that's going to come down to differentiation and if there's value in it and if there's a place for the Nox in the verse. So let's go ahead and talk about this unique space bike. First and foremost, there's a little, for those people that are into the lore of this is the message they sent out as we get a look at the Drake Dragonfly, which, let's talk about the comparison real quick. So you get the Dragonfly and the Nox side by side. I look at the Dragonfly as almost like, now the Harley Davidson, and now you look at the Nox, that's almost like the crotch rocket or the, Kawasaki. You see those little speeder motorcycles of Star Citizen. So there's two very different styles to these bikes, which I think, number one, does that check our box that we may consider buying this? Yes, because it's very different from the other space bike that's available. But back to the lore, they released a message that says, and this is where, I'm not a huge lore guy, but I'm trying to figure this out, so help me follow along with this. It says, Astro Armada Entity 1 is pleased to announce that APOA's highly anticipated open canopy racer, the Nox, is now available for sale. That's a lot of lore in one sense. And for those people that are into the lore, please extrapolate on the difference between Astro Armada, APOA, and we know that thing's called the Nox, but using ZN technology. Outside of that, let's take a look at the design of the Nox. I think it's got a very futuristic Tron type feel to it, whereas the Dragonfly, like I said, is more of like a Harley Davidson or a true space motorcycle. This is more of like a space bullet or a space missile that you happen to ride. One of the unique designs of this, when you watch the ATV, which all this footage came from, is the fact that the canopy of when you get into the Nox, it will slide back and cover you over your head and over your back a little bit. So you have some additional cover on the top side of you, but you're still exposed on the side. So I think, in terms of the value of this, and we'll get a chance to see that slide right here, but the value of this is, I look at this as you're trying to get from A to B with as much cover as possible, maybe undetected, right? So if you see someone zipping by in a Nox, they're probably, just trying to get from point A to point B. Although there was a post on the Star Citizen subreddit that there are going to be weapons mounted underneath the Nox. Nothing's been confirmed. It's just based off concept art. But in terms of comparison, I could see people, a large group, say an organization like We Have Papers, roll through, moon skimming in a band of dragonflies. Like, that makes sense. I'm just trying to see if I could imagine the same scenario with the Nox. Of course it is possible, but is it likely? Is this going to have the same type of feel to that? I almost look at, like I said, this is like the speed bike of Star Citizen, whereas the Dragonfly is kind of like the more rough and tumble, open, tough guy bike. And I don't know if that's an accurate description, but that's just my opinion on it. So in terms of another unique design of the Nox, they said they went with a very minimalistic HUD, and they wanted to keep it as clean as possible, and it said they're even going to be utilizing some holographic technology within the game to for targeting items and other ships. It's going to pop up as more of a holograph as opposed to the on-screen heads-up display. So now this brings us to our final question. After we've been through a Star Citizen spending freeze, this is at a very unique price point. So it's in a War Bond edition sale. So what that means, the way I always think of War Bond, it's different from a concept sale or previous concept sales. War Bond to me is new money. So if you want to buy the Nox with new money, meaning you can't melt Aurora you bought 3 years ago and upgraded and downgraded, you can't melt your previous ships to buy this right now. So you can buy this now with new money, War Bond, for $35 US. So to me, it's at that tweener price point where it's like, okay, they're not asking you to shell out $150 or $160 for a fighter that there may be duplicates of or very similar of. You're asking $35 for a space bike after it's released. It's good. They said they are going to price it at $45, but which leads us to the next really important question. When is this going to be playable? Star Citizen and CIG said this is going to be playable in Alpha 3.0, which is to me, really exciting because you're not going to have to wait 12, 18 months to actually ride this thing or fly this thing. Where in some concept sales, brand new merchantmen, you don't know when they're coming out. So I think that helps unfreeze my wallet personally. And I don't know about you, but after watching this and getting in the Tron type space bike feel, I'm going to be buying it. I said I wasn't going to put any more money or buy any more ships in 2017 for Star Citizen, but color me Nox flavored, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I think it's going to have a unique role in the verse. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to add another dimension. So now you could go Dragonflies versus Nox. Maybe I'm going to guess the Nox probably going to be a little bit faster. But I'm excited. I will be purchasing it. There are 2 editions. There's a limited edition silver. It's I guess the variant's called a Q-K-U-E, and the standard one is like a jet black. I'm gonna buy the limited edition one, not because I like the silver better, just because it's limited edition. I actually like the jet black one better. But you know, it's like buying the white iPhone when the black iPhone came out. It's like, yeah, people bought the white one because it was different. And I think I'm gonna do the same. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the new Star Citizen space bike, the Nox. Are you going to buy it? If so, why? And if you're not gonna buy it, also let me know why in the comments. I'll be looking at interested to see who's gonna be adding this to their fleet. If there's gonna be any of our organization WHP adding this to their fleet. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, clicking the like button helps out so much, helps out the channel, helps spread the love. And as always, if you're new to the channel, we post a new Star Citizen gameplay episode on the channel every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we love Star Citizen here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys taking time every day to watch this video, and I'll see you guys next time.